Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a look at the Tier 5 American Premium Battleship California. Going around the ship here in port, we can see all the anti-aircraft guns mounted on the side, and that's going to be key later on in this video. In the background, we have a game of Capture the Base on Fault Line, and I have a lot that I want to cover in today's video, from spawn positions to AA to the roster and paying attention to enemy movements. Now, this map in particular has a real imbalance error where basically if you're spawned in the same spot that I am right here, you're going to get outnumbered by the enemy team, because almost always the 6 ships that are spawning on the east side of their cap are going to group together and come down south, and we're going to see that happen in this game as well. So paying attention to where you're at in the map and then paying attention to the enemy roster is kind of tactic number one I want to talk about. Now, the enemy team in this game has 5 cruisers, 2 battleships, 1 destroyer, and 1 carrier. So what that tells me is I really need to be paying attention of where the battleships are and where the destroyer is, because those are the 2 ships that can cause a significant amount of damage to me in a short amount of time. Outside that, though, this is a great game for me. It's my job. I need to take those cruisers off of the map. So you see here early, almost their entire team is moving towards our side of the map. Fortunately, our carrier was able to go up north there early, spot the destroyer, so we know that they're coming down on us. But then if you look at the 2 ships that spawned on the west side of the map, they immediately pointed back towards the middle. So they're heading our way too. And at this point, we need to decide what the best move tactically for our team is. And so I'm just going to sit still until I can see where these ships are moving. I just need to sit still right here. I'm not spotted. I have the biggest guns on this side of the map. We saw the Ismail pop up a little bit earlier. He's going to go all the way to the east of the island, so I don't need to worry about incoming shots from him. I just need to pay attention of where the destroyer is. Fortunately, right here, our carrier once again does a fantastic job of spotting the Acosta. But at the same time, we see the Laga and the Omaha begin to come around the island. So now we're trying, in this game of looking back and forth, trying to decide which target is going to be the best for us to go after. The Acosta does a great job, smokes up, so he loses spot. And now that just leaves the Laga and the Omaha back here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get the guns off the board if I can. So shoot the lowest health ship. Fortunately, a bunch of overpins. He survives that salvo. And now we need to start paying attention to the Acosta and worrying about torpedoes that may be coming around that island. So we immediately start turning to the left, tried to get the stern pointed at the destroyer. Now you can see we're catching fire from every which direction. The ships that started on the west side started creeping in towards the east. And right here I make my first critical error. I'm able to get the Laga, but I go the wrong direction on the rudder and end up eating 2 torpedoes there to the tune of about 20,000. But now you can see we have a graph speed, we have the Pensacola, we have the Acosta right behind the island, and then I believe this is the Omaha. Omaha is also coming around the island. And so we have these 5 ships that are shooting at us from every which angle. This time we just need to make sure we're preserving our health. Fortunately for us, Omaha driver makes a critical mistake, comes out of the smoke. We're able to dev strike him. Armor on the Omaha, absolutely horrendous against tier 5 battleship guns. So if you're driving Omaha, don't make that kind of move. It's not worth trying to make a suicide torp run to get a battleship. Never a good trade-off. You're going to be best served making sure that you're having engagements at a longer distance than 5 kilometers. So now the Acosta is spotted, and I believe he's permanent spotted by me. He's just within his detection range. And they don't seem to care. So at this point, I'm trying to wait for them to get at a little bit better angle than what they are. Aim just a little bit ahead and get 1 hit. Bad aiming, unlucky RNG, a little bit of both. So now I'm getting torp rushed. Fortunately, our team is paying attention. We have the Dallas down in the very southeast part of the map. We have another Dallas right here in our cap. that they're all focusing on him. And what I want to do now is I want to make it hard to hit with torpedoes. I'm hoping that he was expecting us not to turn here and that he'd already shot him. Sure enough, he had already shot his torpedoes going in our previous trajectory. We're able just to keep going straight and avoid them and get kill number 3. So at this point, we're doing a great job. We're taking out the cruisers on our side. The cruisers and carrier on our team have helped us take out the destroyer. So at this point, what we need to do is continue to stay alive and then get the rest of these cruisers off the board. The Montecuccoli, did not expect him to show up here. He comes around the corner. We have AP loaded, ready to go. Probably should have aimed a little bit lower on this shot. Fortunately, don't get the kill. So once again, we need to be aware of torpedoes. The Italian cruisers have some long-range torpedoes. Although at this close range, that's not necessarily an issue, but we need to make sure that we're taking evasive maneuvers to make it harder to hit us with those. There we do see the Pensacola and Graf Spee again start to close in, and we're once again outnumbered. And the Pensacola and Graf Spee have some big guns on them and can absolutely wreck me with the AP. So it's important to stay decently angled. As you can see there, that was almost 5,000. Unfortunately for the Pensacola, it got a little impatient, tried to get all guns on target. We get a decent salvo into the side of him there, take about a third of his health, get the Confederate medal, and at this point we're just going to begin kiting and keep kiting. I'm okay taking this damage for the enemy team. These guys want to focus on me. The other Dallases can just continue to rein in with the HE. We are starting to get some attention from the CV as well, and as you see, that we're getting shot down ribbons left and right, and that's the AA that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. The California has an AA rating of 87, but you can build it if you change that slot 1 to the AA specific module. That will knock up to 97, and that's without making any changes to your commanders. Now I am using Sims with my build, as you saw earlier in the video, and it's a 100% accuracy build. But if you wanted to switch that up to turn it more into an AA build, you absolutely can to increase the efficiency of your AA guns. Here the Graf Spee decides to go broadside. Again, his guns could probably kill me in one salvo. Doesn't seem to be paying attention at all. We do see that the torpedoes are inbound thanks to our carrier. The planes are able to spot those for us. At this point, we have 4 kills. With the current campaign, you need those hardcore Kraken goals. So I'm ready to sell out to try to get the Kraken. Turn in, get all 4 guns on him, and feels like a good salvo. Unfortunately, not enough to knock him out. 2 penetrations, 2 overpins, and 2 bounces. And now I do have to worry about the torpedo, so I go ahead, turn in, and I'm able to avoid them. Again, I do have the steering gears mod for this boat, so it makes it a lot better at avoiding those type of situations. Fortunately here, Graf Spee pops up. We're able to get a shot at him. And that is going to be kill number 5. And we have damaged 7 of their ships on this game. The only ships we did not damage are the carrier and the New Mexico that died on the far side. Now keep in mind, we didn't move at all in this map really. We stayed right here at our cap point, moved within maybe 3 or 4 squares of where we began. And that just shows the complete imbalance and what I think a tactical error that a lot of players make on this map is they don't realize how the enemy will just go to one side. In this process, you can see our team completely wiped out their left side, and it's just too easy to get in the base at that point. One thing with the spawns that I've noticed since carriers came in, there's certainly an imbalance in general. The carrier will take a 9th slot, so previously where if we were playing a game of domination, we had 3 caps, there would be 3 ships spawned at each of those caps. But that's no longer the issue, or no longer the case. Now we're seeing you get 3 ships, 2 ships, and a carrier that's back towards the very back. And it really just creates a severe imbalance. So I'm hoping that perhaps Wargaming will add a 10th slot in. You know, allow still only one carrier per team, but add a 10th slot in. That way we get that balance back on the different capture points. There, the friendly carrier takes out the Ismail. And you'll notice I was asking the Dallas here for support. If you're in a game and you're seeing that your friendly battleship is asking for support, it normally means they probably have will to rebuild. That's what I have in this build, and that just allows me to get back a bunch of health points if I can get within range of a friendly ship. So I was asking them, hey, I need your support, hoping that they would realize that I was down to 803 hit points. Unfortunately, they never do realize it, and I do end up going down to the enemy carrier here with some torpedoes. But if you're in a game, pay attention to your battleship's health points. You know, there's a good chance you're able to steal some health from the enemy team by just sailing a little bit closer. That's all we have for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If this is your first time coming to the channel, consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more videos on World of Warships coming at you later. Have a great day.